All right, we are live. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Conversations to Raise Vibrations. My name is Lisa Kelly, and as always, I'm joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper. Hello.
Mwah.
We are excited about this episode as sitting in the studio for 1 minute, we just went, boom, this is what we're going to talk about. So it's exciting. If you're joining us live, which I really hope you are, Janet, this kind of revolves around you a little bit, so I hope you're here. And if you're not and you're watching later, please just hit hashtag replay. Let us know what you love about this. And as always, we'd love for you to jump onto that YouTube channel that we have, Conversations to Raise Vibrations, and like, share, and subscribe, because you never know who's not on this page who could really use the message that we are gifted and that is coming through us to share on Wednesdays. You really never know who could use that message. So we'd love for you to share that page if you feel inclined to do so.
Nice.
So today, I'm excited about today. And as Elvira said, this is right in my wheelhouse, right up my alley. So I was sharing with her a story that happened yesterday. So do you want me to just dive into this?
Yeah, just dive right in.
Siri thought I was talking to her. Sorry. So, I'm sorry. Okay. She still thinks I'm talking to her. So.
Siri, shut up.
I'm going to turn her off. Okay. Tori Joe is here. Good morning, Tori Joe. You might like
Tori Joe.
Because her husband is amazing and doing some great things where they live in Utah and helping stranded people and whatnot. So that she'll appreciate this story too. Janet, hello, good morning.
Hello, Janet.
So yesterday I was on my way into a school to do work. It was about 7:45 and I was on the highway because I come from one city going into another city. So highways, Janet will know, from Burlington to Hamilton. And I was getting off at this this Red Hill cutoff. And I heard this noise. It went, psh, and I thought, what was that? And I kind of looked around, and then I felt my car tilt to one side. And then the tire pressure light came on. And I said, shit, I just blew a tire. So I thought, all these thoughts go through ridiculous thoughts go through your head, like within a span of like, I don't know, half a millimeter of a second, whatever. And I thought, can I drive? Can I get off here? No, I cannot. So I pulled over. Thankfully, thank God, there was a shoulder. Now, at this time, I should tell you, it was 9 years since my dad's passing yesterday, and I was talking to him on the way to work. And I was just doing I run through my I am affirmations, and I'm, raising vibrations as I drive in. And then this happens. So I'm like, my tendency, for anyone that knows me, would be to maybe get into a panic, feel some anxiety, freak out. What am I going to do? I can't change a tire. But for whatever reason, in that moment, I was able to, you have 7 seconds to catch the amygdala hijack before it takes over your body. I was able to catch that. And I thought, nice. Okay, there's nothing nobody at my house can do. I called them. They didn't answer. So, okay, I got to start calling tow trucks. The first thing I did was called my principal and said, listen, just to let you know, I'm on the side of the road. I won't be there at the bell. He's like, oh my God, no problem. They were really good. And he said, I didn't have a CIA membership, which for anyone here, I don't even know what that stands for.
Canadian Automobile Association, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I didn't have a membership. However, for the last year, I drive a 2011. It's an older car. I keep thinking I should probably get a CIA membership. I should. So I ignored it. Oh boy. Okay. So my principal at the time I was speaking to said, well, you know that you can get a CA membership on the phone and they'll send a tow truck at the same day. And I'm like, perfect. That's what I'm doing. So I called them. They were amazing. Like, huge shout out to them. They were amazing. And he was, he said, it's okay. Don't worry. I said, I'm on the side of the highway. And he goes, I know you're okay. It's okay. We're going to get you a tow truck. This guy proceeds to tell me it's going to be 30 minutes. And I'm like, 30 minutes? Oh, also, did I fail to mention, I had no gas because the day before I thought, "I've gotta get gas." And I didn't. So the guy says, "Do you have more than" it's so laughable, right? "Do you have more than a quarter tank of gas?" And I said, no, I don't. I'm empty." He goes, "You're gonna wanna turn that off." I said, "Yeah." So I did. And, anyway, another control tower for CAA called, and he was just lovely. And, I said, "You know, my daughter's friend died on the highway." And he goes, "No, you're okay. It's gonna
Mm.
be okay." And I said, "The guy told me it was 30 minutes." And he said, "It's not." He said, "It's 9 minutes. The driver will be there in 9 minutes." So this was 7:45. He said, "While you're waiting, my suggestion is that you call around to some tire places and, see if they can get you in because, you know, it's winter tire season and they may not have you may have to drive home in a donut." And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." So it was also you have to keep in mind most places aren't open until 9 or 8:39. This was like 8. I found a place miracles. This is what this is about. I found a place that would take me right away. He said, "Yep, no problem." It was 3 minutes away. So the tow truck driver came within 9 minutes. He was wonderful, took me around the corner literally. I replaced the tire and I was back to school by 20 after 9. So, yeah, shit happens.
Amazing.
And I could look at this like things happen for me or they happen to me. And
Mm.
yesterday in that moment, I sat and I chose to look at this as this was happening for me. And
Mhm.
it happened, whoop-de-doo. Look at the miracles that occurred. Look at how quickly
Yeah.
things
Oh,
shift.
chills, chills. Yeah. Your daddy was facilitating. I'm feeling him right
Huge.
now, just so you know.
Absolutely
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
because the CA driver, while he was driving me, said, "This is one of the worst things that happens, just to let you know." He said, "You're pretty lucky, because normally I'm picking people out of guardrails and ditches because their tire actually blows and you lose control of the car." And mine did not. It literally sounded like air coming out of a beach ball. And, I was very blessed. So I consider myself and I
Mm.
said, and while I was sitting waiting for my tire, I said, "I am so grateful that happened for me.
Mm.
Thank you for."
Yeah.
And I still don't know why it happened. It doesn't matter. It's just it's how I looked at it and how I perceived
Mm.
it. And Janet, when I saw your post yesterday in Miracle Mindset Group, it was it was
Miracle
one of
Magnet Zone. Yeah.
Miracle Magnets, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I saw that post, I was reading through it and I was like, "Ah, yeah, you know what? Yesterday was a miracle." Like, it
Mm.
really was a
Yeah.
miracle that things happened in that domino effect,
Yeah.
and everything happened so quickly, and I was safe, I got a
Mhm.
new tire, and yeah, it wasn't what I wanted, right? You know, not money I expected to put out, but it is what it is. And again, there was something in that for me, right? That I
Mhm.
had to learn. And I do look at yesterday as what a miracle because things could have gone completely in
Mm.
a different direction.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that was yeah, that's
yay.
right?
Yay, Lisa. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And, you know, some a Facebook user, sorry, I don't know your name. Yes, just taking the time to notice that they're everywhere is a blessing.
Yes.
And that's what we're
Yes.
going to talk about, right? They might not always come in the form you expect them to come.
Mm.
Hear the word miracle, and we think, oh, miracles are happening. Great things are going to happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but great things
Mm.
did come out of that. That's how I look at it, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful, Lisa. So that's something that could have gone like really south really
Hmm.
fast, right? Like,
Hmm.
like he explained to you, it doesn't, it's usually pretty bad. This is the worst thing that can happen is a tire blowing on the highway, right? Not even
Yes.
on a road, on a highway.
Yeah.
And yet for you, Lisa, I believe this happened for a few reasons. What I'm getting, can I share with you
Please.
what I'm
I
getting?
really want you to share this with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I'm getting is that this happened, first of all, for a few things to show you how far you've come because the old
Mhm.
you would have probably freaked
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
but the new you just said, "No, this is happening for me. This is okay.
Yeah.
Everything's under control." So you've shown how much you've grown. You've shown
Yeah.
yourself how much you've grown.
Yeah.
We're here telling other people about it so we can inspire them to look for more miracles in their life and their mindset and the way they show up vibrationally can either have them attract miracles or attract crap, right? You can be a crap magnet or a miracle magnet. So
Yeah.
this is about the Love Your Vibe transformation work and the miracle magnet movement. So you get to choose, and you chose to be a miracle magnet.
Yeah.
Like, just because you've been doing the inner work, you've been healing, you've been growing into who you're supposed to be. So now
Yes.
you get to show this, you got to share it on this show, and
Yes.
you get to inspire others to see it. And then finally, there's always three. I believe your father wanted to show you, sweetie, I'm always with you.
I know. I do. I think so too.
So
I
do you
really
believe that? Do you believe those three?
100%.
Those three I just shared? Yeah. Okay.
100%. I love that. Yes, I do believe that. And I did say thank you to him. I thank the universe and
Yeah.
for
They're
being
always with us. Yeah.
yeah,
When we lose a
100%.
parent or a really, strong loved one, one that really cared about us and we cared about them, they become our new guardian angel.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if we do our inner work and we tap into their their power. Like, for example, when my dad died 10 years ago, um, a woman that came to the funeral home, she said, Elvira, your dad's going to come to you first, and then he's going to come to your mom and your brother. That's exactly what happened. All
yeah,
these miracles started happening in my life at the time because I was open to receiving them.
right.
I was
And
an
that's
open channel.
I like that you said that. Being open is the
Yeah.
big thing there, because when
Yeah.
we're closed, the universe can't work through us and
No,
bring us
no.
miracles.
No,
Yeah,
major chills. And that's the same with like, you work a lot with angels.
yeah,
You ask for, support from Archangel Michael and, all the other
yes,
angels you work with, because
yes,
we have to call on them in order to
yes,
get their support. I'll be
yes,
honest. Yeah, actually, no, I do. I every morning I pray to my light squad. I call them my light
yes,
squad.
yes,
They're light workers from another realm. And I call on my ascended masters, angels, archangels, guides, ancestors,
yeah,
and friends that have passed on, and I invoke all of them to support me.
yeah,
And Janet knows this because we've worked together before, and she knows my little prayer that I say every morning. And it's powerful because you're invoking their support, because they're
yeah,
always there. And so when you live from that place of trusting that you are supported from the other side, and I believe too, staying connected to your own higher self, your
yeah,
divine self. Like,
yeah,
I actually posted about this today. I said, when you stay connected, or I forget how I said it, but something about when you believe the truth that you are divine, miracles find you every day. So it's funny how I just posted that this morning, and we're having
and
this
then just
conversation.
see? Yeah,
So it's all about staying connected to our divinity. We're
yeah,
not these, like, you know, slugs, or like, I say slugs because that used to be how I considered myself, kind of lazy and, whatever. But we are actually these souls in these meat suits. And these were the ones that were given to us in this lifetime, but our
mhm,
soul is going to continue on and on and on. If you choose to believe that. That
yeah,
wasn't how I was raised. I was raised Catholic, where you die and your soul goes to heaven or hell. But
yeah,
I believe now more the Eastern philosophies, that our
mhm,
soul continues on and goes through whatever lifetimes to clear karma, to basically become purified,
yep,
and then we all end up in nirvana together,
yeah,
whatever you believe that to be
yeah,
one day. But our soul is here in this meat suit. And therefore, we are divine beings here for a divine purpose. We were
mhm,
brought
mhm,
here on the planet for a mission that's uniquely ours.
mhm,
And when we stay connected to that truth, and we don't believe the falsity that we are just these, like, like I said, slugs, just going through life, and then one day we die and we go to heaven or hell. Like, there's people that believe that, they live for the weekend. They just go through life. They don't realize that they are powerful co-creators with
mhm,
the divine, that the way
mhm,
we show up vibrationally is either going to have us attract crap or miracles, and
mhm,
we
mhm,
get to choose, right?
yeah.
So do you
You're
resonate with
asleep,
that?
right? It's being asleep. And I just had a client this morning, and I was sharing with her, it's not from an ego standpoint that,
Mm,
we get it, we're here, and
mm.
that's not at all. I would never want to think that, because I do believe, truthfully, wholeheartedly, everyone's on a spiritual journey. It
Yeah.
looks
Whether
different.
they realize it or not.
because you call it your soul in a meat suit. We're spiritual beings, having a human experience,
Yeah.
and same thing. And we can either be awake during
Yeah.
that journey, or
Mhm.
we can be asleep,
Yeah.
and neither one is
Conscious or unconscious.
right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I prefer to be awake,
Yeah.
but I'm also not judging those that maybe
Yeah.
aren't awake
Yeah.
either,
Yeah.
because they've just forgotten, they've stepped out of the light. They've just
Yeah.
forgotten. It's
Yeah.
okay. And, we have enough souls on this planet, and we're, gaining traction to raise
Yeah.
vibrations, to raise consciousness on the
Mm.
planet. And
Chills.
yeah, and to attract, and that's what this whole group that I started, it is more of like a movement I want to
Yeah.
start, because we are these women, these powerful women that are taking back our lives, that are living our purposeful, driven lives, that
Mm.
are living in our authentic truth. And the more of us that do that, the better this planet will be, right?
Yeah.
As you say, we pave the way for others to do the same, right? We hold that
Yeah.
torch for others. There was one thing I want to share about that story that it only dawned on me this morning when I was sitting with my husband having coffee, and I was journaling, doing my journaling, and I turned to him and I said, I manifested that yesterday. He goes, what are you
Mhm.
talking about? I said, I have to own this. And I'm gonna be vulnerable and own this right now, because, and again, this is an awareness too. So growth, right? We manifest things whether we're awake or like asleep, like we
Yeah.
talked about. We can
Mhm.
either be the co-creators and manifest miracles. Um, but years and years and years ago, if I go back, I remember I used to dance. I was a competitive dancer, and
I didn't know that about you, Lisa. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember being at the studio, and this one girl was there. You're in high school, whatever. You're impressionable. I was focused on every word she was saying. Her mother had driven the car, and she blew a tire, and she was describing it in such detail. And in that moment, I was like, that's what happens when you blow. Wow, that's scary. From that day, I took that on, and I have thought about, well, I wonder, oh God, I hope my tire never blows. Not every day I think that, but periodically I think that. And I just think I manifested that yesterday, because that was in my thoughts. Like, I thought about that often enough for me to bring it into my
Mm.
experience. I don't know. What do
Wow.
you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's totally possible. Absolutely. What you focus on expands,
Yeah,
where attention goes, energy flows, right? So this is why we talk about keeping your vibration high by watching this show,
yeah,
remembering who you truly are,
yeah.
doing all the things, as I like to say, love your vibe, what keeps
Mhm.
you in a higher vibration state so you
Yeah,
can be a miracle magnet.
yeah,
I mean, I've seen it in my life. It saved my life, my sanity. And now it has become a movement, the miracle magnet movement, where, people
yeah.
like Janet are facilitating it's not yeah, like it's really, really powerful to realize that your thoughts can change the reality. Like it's actually quantum physics. Like,
I
I
know,
think
and I love the quantum physics.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you love that
Yeah,
part. Joe Dispenza,
yeah,
Dr. Larry Farwell, who's
yeah,
friends with Joe Dispenza,
yeah,
he's on my team. What we're co-creating at the highest level, and he proves in the book, The Science of Creating Miracles,
yeah,
that we create miracles with our thoughts. Our
yes,
consciousness is that powerful that we can create what we want
yes,
or what we don't want. So if
exactly.
we're living unconsciously, we're creating what we don't want,
Yeah,
but if we're living consciously, we can create what we do want,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
this is what Abraham Hicks talks about too. When you get an experience that you don't like, it's the gift of contrast. You see what you don't want so that you realize you can create what you do want. It's like,
yes,
okay, no, less of this, more of this,
yes,
so the universe wants to hear, what it is that you want, and hears it through your thoughts, through your words, through what you write down, through your feelings, most importantly, right?
Yes.
Because thoughts and words carry the feeling, and the universe picks up on that feeling and says, Lisa, you want that, I'm going to give it to you. So yeah, quite probably, or just the fact that you were focusing in on it, the universe did pick that up. So
Yeah.
I
On
I
some
do
level,
believe,
right?
yeah,
Like on
on
some
some
level.
level.
And again, we often have these thoughts that come in, and maybe it's a negative thought. We can't, I mean, we're human. But the thing that I try to do is I cancel 3 times. Cancel, cancel,
Cancel, cancel, cancel. Yeah,
cancel,
yeah,
cancel, cancel, and it
yeah,
cancels it out.
yeah.
But I don't think I held the thought of, "Oh,
Mm,
I wanna," it wasn't like that. It was just sort of sitting in my unconscious somewhere.
mhm.
Again,
Yeah,
that's what we talked about, being asleep.
yeah.
But anyways, yes, this Facebook user, Janet says it's Jermaine. So Jermaine Jones says, "Exactly, agreed. Another reason I believe there are so many awakenings for women in their 40s, there's a new level of awareness to the stage of life." Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely, right? The soul
absolutely.
starts to stir and feel like, "Oh, I almost," maybe it's like a time thing. I only have so many more years left on this earth.
Mhm.
I don't wanna die with my music still in me, as I
Right?
have to quote Wayne Dyer, but
Yeah.
maybe I need to, and the soul starts stirring and having these inner stirrings, and
Mhm.
I know that was similar for you and similar for me, and wondering what we're gonna do and whatnot. So, yeah, there is a new level. Women are standing up, and they don't wanna work at mediocre jobs that
Mhm.
somebody told them this is what they should do in their life.
Mhm.
It's time they get out and create miracles for themselves.
Yeah.
And
And
that miracle could look like living their life on purpose, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Living consciously and attracting that which you want into your life. And,
yes,
less of this, more of this, right? This is what the
absolutely.
waking up process is, getting conscious, getting real, doing the inner work,
Yeah,
healing our childhood traumas. Nobody gets out of childhood without them, right? It's all about our work. My team and I, we facilitate this, healing and growth to greatness,
yeah,
and realizing that we are divine beings and that we create our reality.
yeah,
And Lisa, I do believe that even if you might have brought this on, you were supposed to bring it on, because guess what, we're
yeah,
having this conversation.
I know.
There's at least one person that needs to hear it
Yeah,
coming out of your mouth or my mouth
yeah,
the way it is, so that they go pop and
yeah,
they get it, that they
yes,
don't have to be a crap magnet anymore. They
yes,
can choose to be a miracle magnet instead. So that could be the
absolutely.
reason why.
And yeah, maybe that's it. So I'm thankful. That's great. I had to go
Mm.
through that to help somebody
Yes.
else, right?
But that's how I explain it. My life is a lab. I literally am experimenting with what doesn't work so that I can do what does work. And then I get to share that with my team and my
Yeah,
clients. And it's like, oh yeah, don't do it the way I did. Learn from, my I want to say wisdom. The wisdom that came out of my shit show is
yeah,
what can help them to get ahead. Right. So
yeah,
my mentor and coach, AG Marishta, shout out to him. He's amazing.
yeah,
He says we can learn through our mistakes and get wisdom. That's like, okay, well, I learned the hard way that not to do that anymore, right? Or we can learn through others' mistakes, the wisdom of their mistakes. So this is what you and I are, Lisa, as light
yeah,
workers. I
yeah,
believe that our life is a lab and we're just testing things out. And, for me, it was like, yeah, I lived out of alignment for, virtually my whole life. I had a breakdown at the end. When I got into alignment, I got aligned, authentic, fully self expressed. My life completely transformed without drugs, without therapy. And so that's what I'm here to share, is the
yeah,
wisdom of that shit show, which was
yeah.
most of my life. Right. So, Lisa, you've gone through so much as well, and especially the money story, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
when you're on totally on the other side of that,
yeah.
you get to wave people over, as I like to say. Here's my new pen, by the way. It's really cute.
I know, I saw it.
My my branding pen, my branded pen. You get to wave them over and say, "Follow me. I know the way. In
Yeah,
fact, I have a shortcut."
yeah,
You don't need to struggle for as long as I did,
yeah,
because Lisa, you struggled a long time with the money story.
yeah,
But I do believe when you're fully on the other side and the abundance is here and you're manifesting, all the abundance you can handle, enough that you're giving back money to causes that you
yes,
care about,
yes.
that's when you really get to help people and say, yeah,
Love
I
it.
get it. Been
Yeah,
where you are right now. there's hope. Believe me, there's hope. I can give you hope, inspiration, and tools,
Yeah.
hits. You
Yeah.
can hit them with your hits, because you get to show them what's possible, because you're here now, and that wisdom is there to help others. So
100%, I feel that. And it's the miracle. Sometimes it's just, okay, so Marianne Williamson talks about it too, right? It's the miracle is just a shift in perception.
shift in thinking. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's
So I
it.
was able to, so for me, that was just an aha for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Feel that. For me, yesterday, it was just that shift in perception within the 6-second time zone that you have, right? Before that
Mm.
hijack, like I said, I was able to, my immediate reaction was calling my husband. He's not answering, calling my daughter, and then they're not answering. And then I took a deep breath.
Mm.
I said, you got this. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. I'm safe. We're just going to call a tow truck. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And that was a miracle. The
Yeah.
shift in perception. So if you can shift that perception, no matter what shit show you're going through,
Mhm.
right? That's a miracle,
Yeah.
right? You
That's
raise
it.
vibrations just in shifting that perception a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how, I mean, when she said that in her book, right? In one of her books, it
Return
was,
to Love. Return. It's a
yes,
great book. Recommended to everyone.
my
Return to
God,
Love.
I
Yeah.
call it like my Bible, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it is. It's like a
It
Bible.
really
Yeah.
is. I've read it,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times, and it's like underlined and everything. But a miracle is a shift in perception, and that's
Yeah.
right from the Course in Miracles, right?
Yeah.
So when you can shift your perception from how you're looking at something in the moment, that's when everything changes. You raise your vibrations,
Yeah.
miracles start to occur for you. That's when you stay open,
Yeah.
right? You're open to what's coming for you.
Yeah.
And you can look at things as it's happening for me, not to me. As,
Yeah.
you're not in
Yeah.
that victim stance, the martyr stance of
Yeah.
why is this happening to me? Which very easily you could do while you're sitting on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You could say that it's your choice. It's all your choice. It's free
Yeah.
in how you look at something. So
Oh, I love this conversation, Lisa.
me
And
too.
yeah, this is so great. And I invite everyone that's watching to put below, like, what's coming. What are you aware of right now?
Mhm.
What can you choose to see differently in your life? What if this is happening for me because I'm meant to help someone else through this dark period in my life? Or,
Yes.
how can I choose to see this differently so that I can become a miracle magnet too? And I just invite people to put in the chat below, or on YouTube as well, to do that.
Yes, I love it. And I want to also say, and I want to honor, because there's another fantastic book that has been like a Bible for me too. When the Heart Waits.
Oh,
From
I haven't read that one.
It
Yeah.
is so
Who's
good.
the author? Do you know?
Sue Monk Kidd.
Oh,
The
okay.
same author as the Life of Bees. The Life
Oh,
of Bees.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she talks about, and I just read this page the other day, that if somebody is in the deep valley and going through something that feels so difficult, it's probably not appropriate for us to say, well, just look at this differently. Look
Mm,
all in how you look at it.
yeah.
I think it's the process of awareness of coming to that. Like if somebody's going, like she gave the example, she had a very good friend of hers who was diagnosed with lung and breast cancer. And she
Mm,
said, in that moment, it wasn't appropriate for me to say, well, this must be happening for you. Of course
yeah.
not. Of course not.
Yeah.
They need to go through that process. And she said, and she did eventually come to that process
Yeah. Yeah.
herself. But we need to go through the mess and the
Yeah.
maybe the anger or whatever it is you're feeling. It's
Yeah.
okay.
The grieving. Yeah. The grieving
Okay to
process.
go
Yeah.
through that process. So I just want to put that out there that we're not
Yeah.
suggesting
Oh,
you're in
amen.
a place you
We
can't.
have to have sensitivity, right? We
Yes,
have to have compassion for people that are
yes,
in the thick of it. Like,
yeah,
if someone told me in those 2 years that I was in depression, anxiety, and panic disorder, my last 2 years of corporate, because I was being bullied here and bullied here,
yeah.
and me being the people pleaser, needing outer validation, like I needed oxygen, and now being hated, like
Yes.
it took me to a dark place. And if someone said, "Oh yeah, you're bringing this on," I would have said, F off,
Yeah,
like seriously.
yeah,
But when you're on the other side, hindsight's 2020, right? And
It's
this
also
is,
the process you needed to go through,
I
that your
had to.
soul needed to go through to get to that place of
And it took
awareness.
me 2 years, but I can help people get there faster because of the wisdom that came through me.
Of
I didn't
course.
make it up, right? It came through
That's
me.
why people see coaches and, you know
Yeah.
people that work with the unconscious mind.
Yeah.
That's why people see those people, because they want the faster way, and
Yeah.
that's okay,
Yeah.
I mean, that is totally fine. Um, Janet, I
Yes.
just
Yeah.
wanna go back to some of these comments because 'cause they're asking. So Janet says, Faith Germaine says, "This is so good. I'm so glad you're loving it.
Oh,
So
yay,
nice.
Jermaine.
So nice that you're here.
Yeah.
So aware of always making that slight shift in thought is so important."
Hmm.
And then Jermaine says, "Exactly. I always believe there's a message in the mess."
Yeah. Oh,
100%. I like that.
and
Yeah.
they say make your mess your message, like when
Yes.
you go through crap, serve other people
Yeah.
through the
It becomes
wisdom
your
that came
story.
through. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
then the name of the book, just they're asking, is When the Heart Waits. I don't have it on me because it's by my bedside table. I read it every night. But When the Heart Waits, it is such a great book
yeah,
because
maybe you can drop the link later in
I
the
will. Because
conversation.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
anyone, and Janet, if you can grab it now or drop it in, whatever. But if anybody has gone through the waiting period, the
Yeah.
difficult period of what comes next, the unknown, and you
Yeah.
feel like you're kind of sitting. I felt like I went through it when I entered menopause,
Yeah.
and I felt like I was going through quicksand, and I didn't know what was happening. And then this book came to me.
Mm,
Again,
nice.
miracles, no accidents.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I couldn't get enough of this book. Then I read it again. And then now I'm reading it again for different,
Nice.
like for whatever I'm going through right now. And it feels good and I'm picking
Yeah.
up more from it. And
That's
so
it.
it's just such a great book. Yes, I recommend
Oh.
it for um all women, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to get it. And Janet talks about that too. She says, I've got books that I read and then I read again years later, and it's a
Oh
whole
yes.
different book because
Yeah.
you're in a different place of your journey, your spiritual journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has been beautiful, Lisa. Thank
So
you so
good.
much. And I
Most
can't wait to jump on soon and start promoting our amazing program that we're starting.
I was just
And
gonna talk about that.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's going to be beautiful because this is about people that are new to this journey that really want to learn the mindset shifts, some of the Lisa's tools, my tools that,
Yeah.
we've brought together in one beautiful, beautiful, I want to say program, it's a
Okay. Yeah.
curriculum. It's wisdom gleaned
Yeah.
from our stories, science that's out there, NLP, mindset work. And we brought it together and we are so excited to do the beta because this is what happens. When we know better, we do better. So
Mhm.
this is about bringing you the wisdom that we've gleaned over our journeys,
Yeah.
right? And there's a lot of juicy, juicy stuff. I've been going through it with you, Lisa, and it's like, this is such good content. I'm so
Yeah, there
excited.
is. And when we talk, like, there is so much in this. So, stay tuned for that because we are going to start
Mm,
promoting it and sharing it in the group. We're going to do videos on it and talk about tidbits that you'll find in the modules.
mhm.
But it is a group program because
Yeah.
we're learning together, we're growing together. So if
Yeah.
you know someone who is, wanting to jump on this journey, that is wanting to create miracles in their life and shift
Mhm.
their mindset and, release those limiting beliefs that are no longer serving them, keep this program in mind
Yeah.
because it really is quite phenomenal. And it is research based, it is
Yeah.
science.
It's
And I'm
all science based. Yeah.
it is absolutely.
Yeah.
It is based on scientific evidence that works. And,
Yeah.
we are here, Elvira and I are going to be here to support you on that journey. And I am so excited to be able to get into this, dive into
Yes.
it.
Oh, I
It
got
is,
chills. Yeah.
it's ready to go. So we're going to just get together and now start the promotion piece on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind for any of you that know someone that is, this might be right up their
Yeah.
alley.
Add them
Just
to the group because we're going to be
yes.
doing the promotions right in the group,
Yeah.
answering questions, but again, it's transformation happens in community. And when you bring
Yes.
people together that are, like-hearted,
Right.
but maybe don't have all the tools yet.
Yep.
They might have some of the tools, but we're going to share with you a beautiful cornucopia of tools
Oh,
that
I
have
like
really
that.
support. Isn't that nice?
I
That
like
have supported us. And don't learn the hard way. And learning in books is one thing, but being in a community where you're
that.
actually
Mm.
practicing
And you
and
can
doing it
share
together,
and yeah.
it's magic and miracles. Just
Yeah.
ask Janet. She's been
Yeah.
part of our program, which is similar, but ours is a little bit different because it's your content as well, Lisa.
Yeah.
And we made it this beautiful thing. 1 + 1 equals not 2,
11.
equals 11. You
Yeah.
and I together, it's
Yeah.
it's synergy, and so excited.
And we're going to keep the group small too, so that it's
Yeah.
intimate. We want it to be the intimate experience so that people feel safe,
Yeah.
seen, heard,
Yeah.
that they can
Yeah.
share. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
all right. I'm so
Yay.
excited. Thank you so much for jumping on,
Yes.
Colleen. Thank
Thank
you. I
you.
hope that you'll join us every Wednesday at 11 this time. We go live. We have these juicy conversations. And again, jump over to our YouTube channel and share that with
Mm,
people that could use this message, because we are all growing and learning together.
yeah.
And we are all here to raise vibrations on this planet. And yeah, that's it. So we are
Yay.
so grateful for all of you. And until next week, we will see you later. Bye.
Mm, mwah.
3, 2, 1.